Alright guys, so today we're going to be looking at the 7 levels of school popularity. I know this might be a random video, but still, I'm also so sorry for not posting for like 4 days. Like, Shai posted more than me, but, whatever. Let's just watch this.
There are unwritten rules about school everyone knows, like never poop in the bathroom, or when the teacher looks at you during a test, look up at the ceiling like you're trying to think. But what if I told you there are also unwritten levels of popularity every school has that everyone knows, but nobody talks about? From the kids you went to class with every single day for years without ever learning their name, to the students who were so popular, they basically ran the school more than the principal. The levels of school popularity is an unspoken code that no one talks about, but everyone understands within the very first week of school starting. And it all begins with level 1. The outcasts. Now, I want to be really careful about how I say this because outcast sounds mean, and I'm not trying to be mean, but let me tell you, most of the people at school were very mean to this group. The outcast wasn't a group that was necessarily disliked by everyone. It's more that they fit into a very specific category that people immediately wrote off the second they heard it. Like, there are certain labels in school that the moment someone tells you,
"Oh yeah, that's a band kid,"
or
"Oh, he's a nerd,"
your brain just automatically assumes you'll know exactly what their personality is like. The biggest examples are the nerds. These kids were outcasted in school simply for the fact that they were smarter than the rest of us. Sounds pretty dumb once you get out of school, but while you're in it, for some reason, it feels like it makes sense. Instead of hanging out with people after school or playing sports trying to fit in, these kids would just go home and lock in on homework. They were investing in their future, and now those kids are probably all doctors. Meanwhile, the rest of us who weren't thinking about our future are probably all saying,
"Hi, welcome to McDonald's, what can I get you?"
for 5 days a week. But outcast wasn't just for people who were smarter than us. Sometimes it was for a totally different reason. Because another type of person that fit into the outcast group was the band kids. Once again, if you heard someone say they were a band kid, you instantly made an assumption about their personality in your head. Now, was it a good assumption or a bad one? Depends on who you ask. But at least at my school, band kids did not have the best reputation. It was simply because one band kid at our school peed his pants during a performance in front of basically the whole school. And he was wearing khakis, so everyone could see it. And from that point on, the band kids did not have a good reputation. But here's the thing, the outcast group is actually kind of fascinating because they have arguably the highest sense of community of any group on this entire list. Because when you're placed in a box by everyone else, you find the other people that are also in that box and you form a really tight group. You know, now that I think about it, that's probably the same way some really evil groups that have done a lot of harm in the world started too. But we can talk about that another time. Point is, the band kids have each other. The theater kids who overlap with the band kids in a Venn diagram also have each other. Now, do I actually know what a Venn diagram looks like? No, but I said it because I wanted to sound smart, so I hope it was accurate. The nerds have their corner of the library and their lunch table and their own inside world that nobody else knows about. But from the outside perspective, the rest of the students at school, these kids are just written off. And that's the defining feature of level 1. It's not that people dislike you, it's that people hear what you're into and they just go,
"Oh, okay, I know exactly what he's like."
But here's the hilarious part about all that. You would think it sucks to be in group 1 because of how you're treated, but I would say most of level 1 in high school are thriving way harder than everyone else was after high school. Because it turns out the skills that you got labeled a nerd for will make you money, the skills that you learned from being a theater kid will make you a famous actor, and the skills from being a band kid, to be honest, y'all might just be cooked. I don't know if there's any transferable skills there. But I don't want y'all to feel left out, so just imagine there was. But shout out to all the level 1 popularity kids in school. You guys deserved better, but you're thriving in life in the long term. Now, level 1 is literally the lowest level of popularity you can go, but somehow, I think level 2 would actually be worse to be in. Let me explain. Level 1 kids, the outcasts, they're known. They have a reputation, even if it's a bad one. When I talked about level 1 kids, you probably had someone specific come to your mind. But when I describe the level 2 students, no one will come to your mind because you simply don't know them. And the reason for that is because level 2 is what I call the invisible kids. These kids are ghosts. And no, I'm not saying they got superpowers and are literally invisible because I know some of y'all will take whatever I say literally and be like,
"Tyler, there was no invisible people at high school."
yeah, I'm talking to you, Steamboat432. I see all your comments on my videos. Learn what sarcasm is. I'm sorry. But let me get to...
Hey, no, I'm not si Barbie, whatever. your call. Anyway, let's go
There
back.
was no invisible people at high school.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Steamboat432. I see all your comments on my videos.
Oh.
Learn what sarcasm is. I'm sorry. But let me get to the point. The kids in level 2 are simply people that exist. They attend the school, they sit in class, do their homework, eat lunch, but somehow, despite doing all those things in the same building as 500 other people for 4 years, nobody knows who they are. Like, you'll be at a lunch table one day, and you'll glance across the cafeteria, and there will be a kid sitting alone, and you'll think,
Wait, who is that?
and someone will say,
Well, that's Jake. We've gone to school with him since kindergarten.
and you'll just be thinking, you could have told me that man transferred to this school today, and I would have believed you. The invisible kids are not weird. That's the thing. They're not doing anything that would cause people to write them
you
off the way
can't
level
see
1
them.
kids get written
Like, you
off. They're not
can't
labeled
see
at all.
them.
They're not nerds. They're not band kids. They don't do anything to get noticed. The more I talk about it, this low-key sounds like the most peaceful life ever. They probably don't go through any drama or anything.
don't
Just
go-
imagine
they
how
don't
low
go
their
through
cortisol
anything.
levels are. But I did say
They
in the
don't-
beginning of this
they
section
don't
that I
go through
believe
anything.
being a part of level 2 can be
Not
worse
at
than
all.
level 1. And the reason for that is because at least outcasts have a community. The nerd table is a real table with real people who care about each other. The band kids have band and anime or whatever else they like. But the invisible kids,
Yeah,
they
whatever.
genuinely might go an entire school day
Whatever.
without saying a single word to
Whatever.
anybody. Now, I can't speak for these people because this wasn't the level I was a part of. So maybe level 2 people actually preferred it this way. Who knows? But I do have the most funny story about an interaction I had with someone on this level. Because I was in class one day and I got put into a random group for a project. I was low-key scared for this because the group I got put into for this project was me and 3 other kids that I literally did not know at all. I didn't know their names, I didn't recognize their face, nothing. So when we got put together, I introduced myself to all of them. I said my name and asked what theirs was. But for every single person I introduced myself to, they all said they already knew my name because we've gone to school with each other for 8 years. I've never felt so bad before, but at least after that day, I did know who they were. But to anyone who is in this level at school, I have a question. What is your high school experience actually like? Because from the outside, it looks lonely. But that's the thing. We can only see it from the outside. Because now that I'm not in school anymore, I low-key am a part of group 2. I don't leave the house much. I don't really talk to anyone during the day. And you know what? I love it that way. So shout out to you guys. Y'all figured out way before us that being a level 2 is the most goated way of living. Unfortunately, we can't all live a goated life though. And that is why most of us have to fit into the next category, which is level 3,
Okay.
the average student. I need everyone to
What
pay
does that
very
mean?
close attention to this level because most of us were in it. And when I say us, yes, I mean me and you, twin. We were level
Oh.
3ers. You can deny it all you want, saying that you were higher than this, but let's be honest, that's not possible. Because here's what most people will do. They'll hear me describe level 3, they'll recognize it completely, and then they'll convince themselves,
Okay, well, that's not me. I was at least a level 4.
well, brother or sister, let me put my hand on your shoulder and say, level 3 is you. It's definitely you. Because level 3 is exactly what it sounds like. You have friends, but not a lot of them. You're not a loner. You're not
Yeah.
navigating the hallways in complete social isolation. You have people you sit with at lunch, but those
Yes.
friends are probably also in level 3. You're not connected to the popular kids in any meaningful way. You're not getting invited
No.
to the parties, not because you're disliked, just because you're not quite a part of that group. Do they play sports? Maybe, but they're probably
don't
not the
like
star
playing
player on the
sports,
team.
I like-
Academically, you might be
I
alright.
like
You're not failing any classes, but you're also not winning valedictorian like I did. Okay, that's a lie. Now, I think level 3 can either be the best level to be a part of or the worst, because level 3 students are never targets. The bullies don't care about you because they're more focused on level 1. You'll probably never be miserable in school because no one is spreading rumors about you or involving you in drama. That sounds really nice,
Exactly,
right? But when you're in
exactly.
school, for some
Bullies
reason,
don't
you
care.
crave drama.
Bullies
So you're
don't
kind
care.
of sad that you're not a part of all that. But if you aren't sure whether this was your level, I have a way that will confirm whether you were in it or not. When you think back to all the years you've been in school, are most of your memories about the people you were close with or about the broader school in general? You remember conversations at that one...
Okay, I remember all of my school. Like, I have, like, at least, I won't say the average friends that I have, like their real name, but I know I have a lot of them. That's what I need to know. And I played a lot with them. That's all I can remember.
lunch table.
Hold up, sorry. Let me go back.
Are most of your memories about the people you were close with or about the broader school in general? You remember conversations at that one lunch
Nah,
table.
nah,
You
nah,
remember the
nah,
inside
nah,
jokes with
nah.
your 2 best friends, but you probably don't have a lot of memories that
Nah,
involve
nah,
half the
nah,
grade,
nah,
right?
nah.
Because that's how my experience
Nah,
was.
nah,
Low-key, now that I'm looking back at high school, I had no motion, dog. No wonder I never had a girlfriend. But anyways, You may ask,
Tyler, where's the personal story about level 3 like you've given for all the other levels?
I don't have one because us level 3s don't have anything crazy to talk about. But I definitely got some stories for level 4, which is where things start to get interesting. Level 4 is what I call the group member. This is where you actually start to get some motion in school. If you're in level 4, your social identity starts to be defined primarily by what group or team you're a part of rather than you as an individual. At level 4, people outside of just your level start to become aware of.
Okay, I'm sorry. In the middle of this, this will be the end of the video. I know all you guys are saying, what? Yeah, you, Stefan. Not if I got any of you guys' name right. Yeah, you, Olivero. Yeah, you. And this will be the end of the video. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! And if I haven't been posting, it's because I've been sick, sick. Having a fever or something. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!